Hello, everyone, and welcome to Blood, Fate, and Fortune, a game of swashbuckling, seduction, and sorcery, all set in the world of 7th. My name is Dan McCurdy. You can find me at RevDMC247 on YouTube, TikTok, Blue Sky, and if you find me anywhere else, please let me go. I have a family, and I will allow the rest of my players to introduce themselves, starting with Jeremiah.
Hi, I'm Jeremiah McCoy, and I'm also known as Basics of the Game in various places, and I am playing Mykolas Kelvan, a Sarmatian Lusajas, and I'm going to throw it to my lovely friend and very good boy, Took.
I'm being assaulted with all the goodness. Hello, I am Took, I guess. You can follow me at Took, I guess, on the Tiki Talkies and here on the Twitchies and everywhere else, honestly, at this point. And I'm playing the very muscle mommy Knight of Avalon, Roan Ibex.
Hello, my name is Natalie, also known as Gizmos Aplenty across all of the socials. And tonight I will be playing the Sorte Strega Leonora Orsini, who is definitely not in trouble.
Hello, everyone. I am Lakar the Artificer on all the socials, and I am once again playing the very good boy, Umberto Vitale.
Yeah, Wolfgar.
Hello. Yes, I am Wolfgar, at Reaper Wolfgar on any and everywhere that you can find me. And I am playing Fr Rafael Rodriguez, who is definitely a priest with a past, so we'll see how that progresses.
All right. In our previous episode of Blood, Fate, and Fortune, the party was making their way through the Proclet Forest, searching for the Montagnan blood mage, the Portier, who had opened a blesher, a wound in reality, in the middle of the forest and was allowing blood creatures to spill out. Umberto had managed to close that blesher, but knew that the one who had originally opened it was still alive and at large. They pursued him into a village where they took some time, were at a bar, some poetry was read. It was all very fun, very exciting. And then, just wanting to check in on the local Vaticine chapel, Father Rafael ran into Marco, a fellow member of Los Vagabundos, the masked adventurers who have aligned themselves to fight off enemies wherever they can find them, to hold up the good nobles, the ones who will protect the people while striking down the corrupt. He informed them that they were in pursuit of a blood witch who had been located, Adrienne Moreau of Montaigne, who had been operating in the Proclet Forest for reasons uncertain, and made an arrangement for all of them to meet at a crossroads to pursue the blood mage into the forest. However, the group got separated, partially because of some girl time that was being held between Leonora and Rowan, having a chat and talking about various things that were going on, including the kiss that had happened between Rowan and Father Raphael. And as they were sort of sorting all of that out under the very watchful eye of the innkeeper, who seemed to have very different opinions on how you could trust women and how you could trust men, aka you can trust women, you can't trust men. And then as the groups had been separated, suddenly Umberto realized that Adrienne Moreau, the blood mage he'd been tracking, was suddenly not in the forest anymore, but had ported back into the town. And indeed he had. He was in the stable where Leonora and Rowan were going to secure their horses. He saw them, and confronting Rowan, was looking to be about to attack when Leonora came around, wrapped him up in a kiss, and conveyed a very powerful curse onto him. But rather than yelling or shouting or doing anything that she maybe expected, he instead wrapped an arm around her waist and ported away with her. And that brings us to where we are now. Leonora. You can hear the sounds of small animals running in the fields, birds singing in the trees as you hide behind the bush. You don't often get a chance to play with the other small children in the village. You often have work to do, and your family has always been cautious about letting you be too public in the life of the village. But sometimes you get an opportunity to run and play. A number of the kids, ranging anywhere from 8 to 12 years old, are moving around playing an extended game of hide and seek. And a very young Leonora Orsini, about 11 years old, has finally had a chance to play herself. What do you imagine Leonora is like as she is hiding in this group of kids that she's always known but hasn't always had a whole lot of opportunity to maybe really get to know?
I feel like Leonora is very much competitive. She's always been one to jump into a situation as soon as like it comes about. So you can see like her knees are all scuffed up, and she's like just wanting to like get down in the mud. So, but she's also very cautious of her parents and how they have told her to act in public. But seeing how all of the other kids are acting, she's having a little bit more free will to do as she pleases and to be a kid and just to run around.
Enjoying as she is, she realizes that there has been a change in the game. Someone has been found and someone else new is now seeking. And you're kind of peering around the bush to see who this is, who you're hiding from now. And you see Paolo. Actually, the older brother of one of the girls who'd been here playing. He has apparently come down to keep an eye on his sister, but also join in the game. Paolo is inconveniently attractive in the eyes of 11-year-old Leonora. She's still very new to this, but how does she react when she has a crush on an older young man like this one?
How much older?
She is 11, he is 14.
Okay. She would probably be in this situation where she's like, okay, now I have to be found, but not like too obviously. So she's going to maybe make a track near where she's hiding, but still hide in the bush so that, but like in a different corner from where the track is leading. Mm-hmm. So that maybe when he were to walk by, she could still be like hidden in a way.
Yeah. I'm totally hiding, I swear. Yes.
Totally hiding.
So, he is walking around and looking, and he's making a game of it, like, you know, kind of whistling, being seen, be like, oh, where am I going to find you? And looking around, and suddenly he glances down and he sees the track that you've left, the marks in the dirt. And he starts moving in, and you find yourself desperately trying to hold back a giggle. How successful are those efforts?
Yeah, not very successful.
Yeah. So little Leonora is giggling, smiling, and all of a sudden, he circles around the bush, wraps you up in his arms, picks you up, and looks at you and says, "Ha, gotcha." What is Leonora thinking in that moment?
She's probably
basically
like basically that. She's giggling and she's thinking it's like a big game, and she's just trying to like hold this little bit of happiness for a minute. Mm-hmm. And after she's finished giggling, she'll be, "Oh, Paolo, please let me go."
It's like, nope, I'm afraid you've been captured. You're all mine now. And there's a spin around and a sense of disequilibrium, vertigo, as he spins you around, and suddenly you are yourself again. A grown woman traveling at incredible speeds and yet not actually moving at all, and pop, you appear in a room. Tall walls of stone all around you, windows looking outside as you're roughly dropped to the floor. Adrian Moreau steps back, touching his lips. Now that was not the smartest move you've done all day.
You would know a thing or two about smart choices, wouldn't you?
Man, he calls out, and the doors open. And 10 guards walk in.
You think I am scared?
Oh, I highly suspect that you're not. Bind her and make sure to cover her eyes. As the guards are moving forward, does Lenora fight?
Lenora takes out her knives.
All right. We're hopping straight into it. Go ahead and give me your finesse and weaponry.
Okay. Finesse weaponry with flair. Oh, I don't have a lot. Here we go. So that is going to be 2 raises.
2 raises. You are able to take 2 of them down, and you are fighting hard, but 8 of them still remain, and you take 8 minor wounds as they proceed to surround and fight. Do you continue fighting as they are all grouped around you?
No, 2 was enough.
Okay. As 2 of them go down, but the rest manage to get around you. Your arms are roughly pulled back behind your back and bound together. A blindfold is placed over your eyes, and you're pressed down into a chair, your ankles tied to that. And you hear steps around you. And she's got fight in her. Not surprising, I suppose. And you can hear Adrian's voice as he comes near to you. Someone is very eager to make your acquaintance. Rowan. You are standing there, and you were prepared. You knew this was going to be a fight. You saw what this guy did to Alosajas in the forest, and you were balanced, and you were ready, and you were going. It's like if you see him try to open a blesher, try not to let it hit you, and all this other stuff. And then all of a sudden you see Lenora come out of nowhere. She's behind him. He doesn't know she's there. And you keep waiting for her to maybe pull a knife or something like that. And then you see something I do not believe, have seen Leonora do before. She wraps around him and kisses him, full on the lips. And you can sense an odd, almost pulling sensation in the air around you. It's almost like there's static where you weren't expecting to be. Just so much energy surrounding all around you. And then you watch as he wraps an arm around her. And just like that, they're both gone. A popping noise and a single drop of blood falling onto the ground below them. What does Rowan do?
I think it happened so fast, and I know her, usually her reactions are real fast, but the kiss threw her off so bad that she does actually stumble a bit, and she goes, "What the hell?" And then just this voice in the back of her head that goes, "What are you doing?" And she snaps to, and she immediately busts out the barn doors, and she's gonna try.
As you bust out the barn doors, you hear a roaring noise behind you, and you hear heavy impacts, and then a breaking of wood as Persepolis runs out after you.
Woo, my boy!
Persepolis strides out, muscles under the horseflesh and the skin, and just flaming eyes, and gives you a look of, "Don't you dare run off without me."
And she'll turn and look and goes, "I love you." And she's gonna grab him and with no effort jump onto his back and take off in the direction.
He is not currently. You all were coming out to get the horses, so he is not currently saddled. Are you just going bareback?
That's okay. She's done.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and give me. Where are you going?
Did they tell us the direction to meet?
Yeah, you did know where the meet point was.
That is where she is going, so she can get the other 3.
All right, because you are riding hard on a very powerful warhorse who is not currently saddled. Go ahead and give me. This is just you holding on for dear life. So brawn and ride.
Hell yeah. Okay. Brawn and ride.
no effective control really over where Persepolis is going right now. You can kind of like, but he's just running.
Okay, and this is a new roll, so I get a
Flare.
flare.
My hand keeps vanishing for flare. Must show the boat behind me.
Oh wait, math. 8. Okay. Okay, so far so good. I think I might do something that I normally don't do because it seems like it's gonna be that way.
You got a leftover die?
Let me finish counting. You fucking
Yes.
yes, that's exactly what that was.
Would you like to make a deal?
I have 3 raises, and I do have leftover that I will sell. Actually,
All right, take you a hero point. I will take
I
a
need that
villain
hero
point. As so on 3, you only take 1 minor wound of just being kind of jostled. But Persepolis seems to know where you want to go and is just riding like the wind underneath you. And as you're moving out, right around this time, Umberto, Rafael, Mykolas, you all and Marco were there when Umberto suddenly realized, oh, he's back in town. And giving you all the warning, you all immediately turned and started heading that way. You're about a mile outside of town here, and as you are moving back, all of a sudden you hear a horse riding hard in your direction. And Umberto, you get the impression he's still in the same direction, but farther now. Like he jumped to town and then jumped further.
she's gonna give the signal for Persepolis to stop moving so fast, and she's going to yell at them. And I'm saying she yell. I'm not actually going to yell, but he took Leonora. We need to fight her now.
Raphael's gonna hop on the back of the horse.
Oh, she'll help.
Easy enough to get on the back. Whether you'll be able to stay on later, we will have a roll to determine.
I'm gonna hold on to my muscle mommy for dear life, dude. I don't think you understand.
Let's get everyone's reactions. Mykolas?
He will visibly darken. Like he is angry in a way you've probably never seen, and just looks at Umberto and goes, "Find her."
Umberto will just start booking it back towards town and yelling, "We need the horses." He moved.
Marco, seeing all of this, will go, one day we'll have to figure out how exactly you're doing that trick. He will whistle, and his own horse will ride out from where it was in the woods and hop on and be like, who needs a ride? So currently we have Roan and Rafael on Persepolis, and Mykolas and Umberto on their feet by my memory.
Yeah, running for where we left the horses.
Yeah, back at the end.
Yeah.
So Marco will come along, and he can probably put one other person on his horse. Without actually, he can do one other. And honestly, Persepolis is looking at you all like, someone hop on. Like, we're not letting anyone slow us down. So
I'll ride with the vagabundo.
Okay. You hop up with Marco. Marco's horse is saddled, and so this is a little awkward riding behind the saddle, but you're able to hold on well enough, and you all move into back to the village, where you then find the inn all set up, and a very not happy looking Daciana, the innkeeper and owner of the establishment, looking at her very, very broken interior stables. What's happened here?
I am so sorry, but my friend has been taken. I swear we will fix it later, okay?
Which one of them did it?
And he, at that point, she'll just look at Umberto.
And he'll be like, "It wasn't any of us," and then he will. Ooh. Has he actually seen him?
Yeah, no, you have not laid eyes on
and
him.
say I haven't seen him, so I wouldn't even know how to describe.
Rowan has, though.
Roan has, yeah.
Rowan is able to describe this tall, red-headed Montagnian man. Well, tall compared to almost anyone but Rowan. Next to Rowan, a couple inches lower. But and just gets describing Daciana, that roach, that rodent. He was staying in one of my rooms. Yes, you must, of course, find her. And she immediately sets about helping you all get your horses out, get saddled. And you're able to get Persepolis saddled. And I don't think you all had horses and your carts there, but she even lends some from the stable so that everyone can have a decent ride and gets everything very quickly settled. Just for flavor, who's riding Persepolis, and everyone else, what is the look, the vibe of the horse that you select for this particular ride?
Well, Rowan is putting on her full gear at this point and is saddling up Persepolis and hopping on. And if Raphael still wants to hop on the back, he is more than welcome to.
He knows that it will be easy, like for ease of getting away from things and things like that. Like he will get his own horse, but he's not going to venture very far from Rowan right now. And I imagine that it's almost like they're like, if you've ever seen a particular breed of horse, like the Arabians, sort of how it sort of the vibe is. That's kind of the vibe that that Raphael's horse has, and it is it's almost like a roan color.
No. Of course. Raphael's riding a roan, huh?
Listen, it's spelled the same but said differently. I should probably pick something else because that joke is going to get in any. You know what? It's a dark, like a dapple gray. It's like a Appaloosa looking. We'll fix that.
All right, Mykolas, what are you riding?
Mykolas rides a sort of chestnut-colored former Sarmatian cavalry horse.
Okay. Yeah,
So
plenty of those here.
Yeah. So it's big and muscular, not quite up to like the Budweiser.
Not quite the Clydesdale that is Persepolis, but yeah.
Yes, but a very strong horse that runs.
All right, Umberto.
Umberto's is a little smaller, maybe than the rest of them, but not by much. It's like almost like a brick or a rust color.
Yeah.
And it just seems very eager and ready to go, very energetic.
Yep. All right, all of you getting aboard these horses. You go on, and Daciana, as you are leaving, somehow managed to run into the kitchen and brings out little packages, just food and bits of water, stuff to help you keep going on the trip. And just go save her, and tell her I told her so.
And just going to ride off with a quickness.
Um,
Letting Umberto take point because
same.
Umberto knows where he's going.
Oh, yeah.
All right. As you ride out of Novina, the name of the town, you are making, and Umberto, like as if there's a compass in your head pointing right to the guy, you know that he is due west, deeper into the forest, and heading in the direction of Eisen. For this first bit of the ride, Umberto, how are you leading them? You have a direction, and it seems to be following the road. Are you just going as fast as you can? What's your approach here?
He's pushing the horse as fast as he can get it without him having exhausted it too much that it's going to slow down anytime soon.
Gotcha. All right. So this is going to be your resolve and your ride. Actually, this is going to be everyone's resolve and ride. just a one to successfully ride, but how many extras you get will control like other opportunities and things that'll come up over the course of the ride. And I presume you are generally going to be trying to stay together, not everyone go as fast as you can and slowly get strung out.
Yep.
Pretty much.
That's my attention.
Three successes.
Three successes. Two successes. Three.
I got a 4 because I got a 10
4.
on one of those.
Yeah.
So as you all are doing fine on the ride, what is everyone's total skill in ride?
Mine is 3, I believe.
3, 1, 1, nothing. Okay. Umberto, not the best horseman in the world, but with that roll, you're managing to keep going. Umberto, you are going to take one minor wound as you go, but nothing too bad. Just as you're not used to long extended rides like this, and because other people can't really go very quickly, Persepolis has kind of stepped up, and Rowan, you will notice as they're riding that Persepolis riding neck and neck with Umberto's horse swings his head over, and you're a little worried that they're about to fight or that Persepolis is going to try to take charge. And you're just about to try to kind of check Persepolis and see what's going to happen when, on the strength of that extra raise that you got, Persepolis instead is like horse whispering at a full gallop this other horse. And you watch as it starts moving quicker. And the highest ride was 2, correct? Rowan, it was yours, or
3? 3
oh,
for
Rowan 3, and Lenora's not there. Rowan, when you first met up with Sir Bryant, Persepolis looked as old as he did, like on the verge of death. And you're realizing as you ride that those wrinkles have faded somewhat. The muscles are more pronounced. And he is riding hard, like you saw him do when Sir Bryant first found you.
Huh. We got a magic horse, y'all.
And
that's so cool.
All right, and so for this first length of the trip, you all do pretty well, and you feel good time. And Umberto, there has not been any more jumps. You were worried that. Then again, short jumps don't make a whole lot of sense. If you have a mark, you jump to the mark. Distance is not really an objective. So maybe he didn't have any further marks. Maybe he's not expecting that he can be tracked. But you are now getting to the point where the road is starting to diverge and you're going to have to off-road. There is a path, you notice, to follow, but it is not a road, a path into the woods that is going to make the ride much more difficult. You've been riding, you would guess, about an hour at this point. Also, the mark in your head leading to him, you suspect you could port to. Just as an awareness. All right, so you get up to the path. What is our approach as you're breaking off onto this path? Umberto, you've still got the lead. So how are you riding this bit?
Once he starts to think about it, he will kind of slow, and right before they get to the path, he will. No, it's too risky. And then he'll just kind of pick up the pace again and go towards the path.
All right. The path is going to be some tricky riding now. So to go at speed, and I'm assuming you're still trying to go at speed?
If it's going to be a little more treacherous, he might slow up a little just to...
Okay. As fast as you can, but okay. So this is going to be a finesse ride. Umberto, you get one extra die because of what Persepolis did to your horse. it's responding a little bit better. Mykolas, yeah.
Given that I got a couple of extra raises, can I spend those to make it easier on him?
How would you? That's right. You did have. What edit did you have in mind?
Mykolas is going to ride up on the other side next to them, and just sort of when he sees him guiding, he's going to use his horse to sort of this way.
Okay. It's not going to give more than the die he's already been given, but it will. If he fails, it will definitely help.
Okay.
All right. So it's not going to raise the ceiling, but it does raise the floor a bit. So, all right. Finesse and ride.
Okay. For all of us?
For all of you. Everyone's riding. Sorry, Leonora.
Kidding.
Oh yeah, resolve and ride.
Finesse and ride.
Finesse and ride. Sorry. Okay. Oh, that's
3.
a way low road.
1.
I'm sorry. Hold on. What is we get flair, right? Because new.
Yep, it's a new roll.
That is 3 raises.
2.
3, 2,
2.
1. Okay. All right. There is one moment where it looks like Umberto's horse takes a turn on the path a little bit faster than he was expecting, and Umberto is starting to fall out, and Mykolas is able to get up next to him, get a hand under him, and keep him in the saddle as you are now moving forward on this much more rocky and meandering path through the woods. And you come, after about another half hour of riding, you come to a stream that is cutting through the woods. And you look up, and with the moon rising above the trees, you see a tower. Mykolas, you've seen towers like this before. They were often built in the Samartian Commonwealth, specifically here in Coronia, as places for military to keep watch in various places. It's a little weird about the location for you right now. You would not have expected to find one of these here, but it definitely follows the architectural style that you would expect for these various places. You know, high range gives probably a good view of the region, a place for barracks and things like that.
Okay.
And Umberto, that's the place. As you get closer and closer, you no longer are dealing with it's that way, it's there.
And he'll just kind of slow up the horse. Just look back to everybody and point.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, guys. What's the plan? Are we just gonna go in and raid?
One moment, just a second. And Raphael is going to look over to Marco, who I'm assuming has been keeping pace with us the entire time.
Yeah, he's been doing
he's
there.
Going to say, okay, so he's going to say, some of us go high, some of us go low, and we meet in the middle.
Well, that brickwork looks rough enough that I could probably climb it. Any of the rest of you good climbers?
I can climb it.
All right. Oh, this has turned into an adventure, make no mistake. Also,
says someone needs to go. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry. Didn't mean to cut you
also, real quick. This Leonora, I heard the name. What does she look like? Who am I looking for?
Gives a description. Raphael will give a description.
Very well. Well, this will be certainly exciting. Very well. We are going to shift the scene. Leonora. It has been about an hour. You have been tied in the chair and left alone in a room. You weren't left in the room that you reported into. You were taken away, kind of dragged, and very, very careful instructions given to the henchman. She is to remain blindfolded. She is not to, do not get too close to her. Do not allow her to touch you in ways that you would not expect. Just keep her bound, keep her tight. How is Leonora dealing with being imprisoned? Is this...
Oh,
Yeah.
Leonora is agitated. She is from a viewpoint of anyone else, you could see that she's calm and collected, but in her mind, she is screaming at herself. She's also trying to figure out any way that she can escape. She's listening to footsteps. She's like trying to like gauge if anyone is in the room that she is in, who possibly could be excited to see me. And she's trying her best to like wiggle her head or like try to like get the blindfold down. So like she'll be calm, and then she'll like, as soon as she hears quiet, she'll like start to move the blindfold if she can.
Whoever put this on you knew what they were doing.
Damn.
It started as a blindfold, and now it is a hood.
Oh fuck.
And you're just having difficulty, and it's also muffling the sounds around you. But it was not designed for that purpose. It's not like muffs over your ears. It's just there's the rustling of the hood, and the blindfold under the hood makes generally hearing difficult unless you are as still as everything around. And then you hear the door to the room open. Now, who is this?
Obviously someone you were excited to see, but now that I know that you don't know who I am very agitated. And she starts to like move around.
I think you might have me confused with someone else, though I suppose that's understandable. I can see you. You can't see me.
Isn't that unfair?
Quite. One would say someone maybe should have told you about be careful who you play hide and seek with.
Do I recognize this voice at all?
This voice is, and it's wrong. It's almost not human.
She will respond with, hide and seek is for children.
Are you not a child? You're very young.
I'm old enough to take care of myself. Now, if you will grace me with the pleasure to know who I am speaking to, or leave me alone.
Carne.
Is that carne?
Carne. That was what they called me.
And what is the purpose of your presence?
I am always present here. I find strangers in my midst. But you are new. Have you joined their band?
I am not with these.
You wish to escape them?
That was my first intention, yes, for I came here against my will.
I could perhaps help with that. I do find Their presence to be somewhat onerous. They do not show the proper respect.
What would be the most respect is if you undid this blindfold for me so I could know who I'm talking to. Carne.
Your ankles are tied, preventing you from running. Your wrists are tied, preventing you from untying the rest. And yet it is your eyes that you are the most concerned with. Why? Why did you ask for them first?
I do not believe it is your intention to set me free.
There are many types of freedom and many types of imprisonment. I'm not sure which one you want of either. I like being specific in these things.
What things?
Deals. A deal should be very specific. All right, we are going to switch back to the rest of the group. All right, so the rest of you are hanging out around the tower. Who is going to attempt to be climbing the tower, and what else are we trying to do? Are we just going into the tower from the top?
I have a question.
Hmm?
Could I do maybe a warfare check to see if there is a better way to approach? As
Absolutely.
I've seen these before, and
You have wits and warfare.
can do. That's a good pool for me.
A good pool for Elmo.
Good pool for Elmo.
And Blair.
Flare.
Balsamic vinegar. That's all.
And I'm going to use my reroll because it's a 3-daughter.
Yep.
I forget
Excellent.
that we could do that.
I've got a good one. Let's see. That's 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6. Yeah, you know these towers very well, and you are not at all excited about a frontal assault. You know, these things are very easy to defend with very few people. That's what they were built for. They couldn't.
Sorry, that was 4. My brain was doing math wrong.
Okay, gotcha. So even with 4, you've got a decent layout. You do know that infiltration gets someone inside somehow, can then open the gates without alerting the guard. Tended to be how these things tended to fall. That or just getting sieged out. But their main purpose was not to barrack soldiers. Their main purpose was keep an eye on things, and using messenger pigeons. Just because troops weren't coming in and out of the tower didn't mean they weren't serving their combat purpose. So it would be dumb to directly attack if there's any sort of guards protecting it. Finding a way to infiltrate and then open when the guards are quiet might be the better way to go.
Okay.
And with even with 4, is there an edit you would like to make to the scene to the party's advantage? To be clear, this is your scene, not Lenora's.
Actually, is there a usually a place like this might have a secret way to get out if they had to run, if it got overrun?
Yeah. You could say that places like this would have a bolt hole.
Yeah. So he's going to he's like, I think there's a way in without climbing a bolt hole.
All right. A bolt hole exists to be found. You haven't found it yet, but it exists. How would the party like to go about trying to locate it?
Ooh.
Quick question. Since this isn't Raphael's I would like to say that this isn't Raphael's first infiltration mission. would he be able to sort of find a point of egress and like potentially where one might store something like that, given that they are on like purposely sort of made hard to find? Would he be able to know where to at least start looking?
Let's
he's never
see.
seen it before?
I'm going to give you what is your warfare?
I do not have warfare. I have
Yeah,
scholarship.
then I'm going to say no on this point.
Okay.
You've done that sort of thing, but it's always been with intelligence that someone else gave you. Here is the hidden entrance. You're not the best at just intuiting where these things would be.
Okay, that's fair. But he would still want to help in any way he can, even if it's just from a scholarship standpoint of outside knowledge of what could potentially be.
Okay, go ahead and give me a wits and scholarship. And the risk here is time. So every raise that you get will decrease the amount of time you all spend looking for this bolt hole.
What are we rolling if we're doing raises or something? Do we know what we're rolling, or are we citing approaches still?
Wits and scholarship, Raphael.
Okay, cool. And because it's all right, let me see. That is 1, 2, 3, 4.
4. Okay. On a 4 with your wits and scholarship, you are quickly scanning around and checking out just the layout of the land. Like a bolt hole has to be dug out, or it has to have something like that. And so your instinct goes with the stream. And following the stream along, you come to where it goes into a culvert in the ground and provides fresh water for the people in the tower. And it looks like it's very heavily blocked off. But then as you are continuing to look around, you find hidden a mechanism that can actually lower the bars covering the front of the culvert and allow you to enter in through this waterway.
Yeah. So Raphael is gonna like wave them all over, and then is going to reach, it's going to reach for but not pull. Say, are we are ready to do this? Yes.
Let's go.
Yeah. And
Yes.
then we'll pull it.
All right. So this is definitely too small for the horses. So what is the plan for the horses?
Leave them at the wood line, I think.
Marco agrees for his, and again with the others, Persepolis immediately just kind of takes charge of them and leads them into a place, and is like kind of like a sergeant giving orders to his soldiers as you all tie up the horses at the tree line and are able to make your way in. And you go down into the tunnel, and it's dark and dank. What little light you have, if anyone has a torch or anything like that, reflects oddly off of the water that's kind of going along. There has not been a rain for some time, and so the water level is blessedly low. And as you're stepping in, and you're aware of generally going down. Again, this also intentional to allow water to continue moving at a fairly quick pace, even when the water is low, so that a drought doesn't get the tower out of its resources and the things that it needs. And you come through and you come into what appears to be a well. But it does have a ladder up the side, designed for when people are using the bolt hole to be able to move up and in. Any special considerations being taken, or are we just climbing the ladder?
Looking for people.
Make sure to extinguish any lights just in case. And
traps? Should we look for traps?
Wouldn't surprise me. Also looking for guards. Like anybody listening for people, listening for sound that would indicate that someone is near where they're going to be coming out of, because if that's the case, it's going to need to be someone who is quick, rapid, and silent when they move up. So whoever is going to be set up upon, they can be quickly dealt with.
Yeah, Roan will need to be the last because Roan is the loudest.
Yep.
All right. And from here, you cannot, you don't hear anything. Well, that's not true. You hear a lot because you hear water coming down the culvert. And it echoes a lot in this particular well chamber. This is going to be a very difficult thing to be quiet in. But you do have the ladder going up and no moving lights. There is some sorts of light up there, but from where you are down in the bottom of the well, you can't really see anything of the chamber above yet. So who is going to be the first to climb?
Probably me. I know the layout best, and I've done work like this.
I'll be right behind you.
Marco gives a nod. Umberto?
He will follow after Rafael. This is not my usual kind of job that I would do, but it does seem familiar.
I feel you on that. I'm usually the one protecting the council. It's just going to be fun.
Mykolas, for your first climb, because you are trying to do this quietly, correct? Quietly climbing a ladder is quite the physical endeavor because it's slowing the climb and doing like this. So I'm going to go ahead and make this not a hide roll. This is going to be a resolve athletics roll, as you are just being very intentional with every step.
Shit.
For what it's worth, I have not rolled once tonight where I didn't have at least one of my dice come up as a 10.
Nice.
So,
your dice have decided that Leonora will be saved. They're like, no, we're not.
apparently. So that's a total of 4.
4? Dang. Do you want an edit?
Can I save the edit for when I get to the top?
It's got to be now.
Okay. In that case, the ladder is not made of wood, it's iron bolts, so that there is no sound from the climbing itself.
Okay. All right. So nothing from the ladder shifting. It is rock solid into this. Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll get to you in a second, Rafael. This is Umberto. This is Mykolas climbing first to kind of get the lay of the land. As he climbs up, carefully moving, you all notice that this ladder is very securely anchored. And as he moves up, he gets to the top. Mykolas, you peer over, and there doesn't seem to be anyone in the room. You do see a door about where you expected to find one that would lead probably to one of the main stairwells. You're guessing based on where you went in the tunnel and then climbing up that you were still a floor or two underground. These towers were built high and built low for the various purposes that they served. But for the moment, the room seems to be secure.
Okay. He will remove himself from the ladder and get up and quietly move to where the door is in case.
Okay. You were able to get over to the door. Are you doing anything with it?
Is it open?
No.
No, he's just going to listen to it until everybody's up.
All right. With that first roll made, it's not a roll for the rest of you. You are all able to climb the ladder without too much difficulty and get the rest of the way up. You are now in a well room, a place where people come in, lower. You can see buckets where people can lower them to get some water. They don't look like they've been used for some time. Whoever's currently occupying this tower apparently has their own source of water that they're using, or maybe just weren't aware of this one. unmute yourself and own your shame.
A wellness center.
Indeed. Okay. At some point, I need to find a way to put our beta chat up in the sides. Anyway, so that'd be a very bad idea. All right, so the rest of the group gets up, and you are now in the wellness center. I'm going to call it that now for the rest of it. I'm going to make it everyone's problem. And there is a door before you.
Depending on knowing the usual layout, if I go through that door, what would I expect?
A spiraling stair that leads up into the tower, going up the center of the tower.
Okay. Again, he's going to take the lead because he knows the layout of these buildings better.
Okay.
So he'll slowly open that door so as to not make any noise.
It's immediately clear no noise with the door as is. It's not going to happen. This is a very moist room, and that has gotten into the joints. And so the moment you start opening, it's squeak. And on that squeak, we're going to hop back up to Lenora.
Great.
So I ask again, why the eyes?
Why must I answer your questions?
I thought that obvious. You want out?
But why should I trust you? You're obviously not with these men.
I never said you should trust me, but it might be your only opportunity. And you feel a sensation of someone being like right next to you.
Oh,
So why the eyes, child?
it tells me everything I need to know.
It, not they. Very curious. A gift. A power. A sorte strega. I've heard of your kind. And suddenly you have a sensation of the hood coming off your head.
Ah.
The blindfold is still in place, but the hood is gone.
She gives like a notable gasp, like, how are you? What are you?
An interesting question.
You asked me. I think it only fair. I ask you.
Then we have a bargain.
I'm not a big fan of deals. I know how deals hurt people.
Do you? But without them, society is like the animals, where people just take what they want, expecting nothing in return. Is that your preference? In my tower.
You let these ruffians take charge of your tower, and you come to me, and you call me the animal?
If no deal can be made, maybe one of them would like to make one. My preference would be for them all to die like animals. You seemed one that could help me bring that about, that you might be interested, but you seem far more concerned about me than you are about them. Interesting. Why do you fear deals, child? Who do you know?
They hurt my friend.
The deals hurt your friend, then he must not be very good at making them.
It is not the deals themselves. It is why he has to do it.
A los sellas. Does he have a name?
Is a name important for you?
Names are always important, child, especially in Coronia.
No. I will not play your game.
Will you not? You prefer theirs?
I prefer one where I am in charge of myself.
What is it worth to you to become in charge of yourself?
Everything.
Then you are interested in a deal. And now we're just discussing price. You get a ghostly sensation across the back of your neck as something seems to go under, but the touch is cold. And just almost like air, breeze. There's no flesh, there's no physicality. If you will not share the names, then perhaps what do you fear? You think you know what I am. So what do you think I am?
Okay, is Lenora familiar with the term divide?
She would be. They are a major part of Samartian culture, and they're just to the north of Adachi. So yes.
Oh yeah, that's right. We're in Samartia. Shit. I was like, random happenstance, random divide. It's fine. Nope. Okay. Question comes, and I have to calm down. Lenora, she's going to say, well, you are most interested to make deals? You wish to know the names of my companions who are also affected by deals? I think it is no mistake of where we are that you would be a Devai.
And there's a low chuckle. Close. I knew Devai. I wrestled long with one. I lost. Going back down below! All right. Mykolas, very careful. Okay. Oh, yeah. So what's the approach to open the door so it doesn't alert the entire castle?
I'm assuming none of us are like are tinkerers or anything like that. People would have oil.
Is anyone here the sort who would carry oil on them randomly?
The father.
Well,
Uh-oh. Oh, wait. What type of oil, though?
Would Raphael have oil to use for anointing?
Oh
How
God,
much
he
of your plate
would.
do you carry?
Fuck. he does have it. He keeps little vestments and things on it. So like he doesn't automatically think to do that though. So he's just, I imagine they would have seen it. So they know he has the kit. So like unless someone prompts him, he's not going to immediately know because that's not his first initial thought for what this is.
Why would I anoint the door?
Anoint the door. 4 frames, maybe, but why?
So, Mykolas, go ahead and point out the good father.
Please.
You use oils for your rituals. Yes.
Usually, yes. I anoint and consecrate. Why?
We need to apply some oil to the hinges to quiet them some. That, and maybe if somebody's got a cape, we can push it over the top of it to help suppress once they're oiled.
Well, I have.
Bless the
and
door,
he kind of
Raphael.
like, and he's gonna sort of mutter under his breath like a set of prayers in Castilian, just out of habit, because anytime he takes this oil out, it's just an instinct. It's a conditioned Pavlovian response. So he's just muttering and is gonna like put a few drops there here and there, making sure it hits on the hinges, and then is going, because is anybody else wearing a cape aside from Raphael? You're not here.
Utterly unhelpful.
Tell me anybody else present.
Mykolas has a half cape. He'll take out the half cape and put it up there.
I will say that this is all of that use of oil that you have, Raphael, because you don't carry that in large amounts, so enough to cover both hinges of the door. This is your supply of oil used up.
Okay, that's fine.
And
he'll put the bottle
used
back
to
in
have
his...
a cape until a monster ate it.
You apply the oil, and trying out the door, you open it up, and then you hear a clicking noise.
Oh shit!
No.
I need everyone to make a finesse and athletics as you dodge out of the way of the boulder that is coming down the stairs.
What is with you in fucking boulders, bro?
I was not the first one to use this trap. It belongs to someone else in this group. Is this revenge on another storyteller? Impossible. What are we?
You said, what was it? Finesse and athletics?
Finesse and athletics.
I don't think we
Flair.
Flair.
There are 4 rings of wounds.
Oh boy.
Oh, much better. Okay.
4.
That's really good.
4? All right.
And
So
I
you're
can
going to
roll one.
So everyone who gets a 4, you are going to take 1 minor wound from accomplishing the task and then mitigating 3 of the minors.
I got 3.
3, so you're going to take 2 minor wounds. And Roan?
I also got math. Yeah, 3.
All right. 2 minors as you both... no one gets hit by the boulder, but you do get jostled by the floor just from the heavy leap out as this massive stone comes and smashes into the well and lodges inside of it.
Right. Pulls sword. Pulls pistol. Loud it is.
Okay. Boulders are so fucking overrated, and she will pull out her axe.
All right. Are you all just charging up the stairs now?
Raphael's running.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's running first? Who's leading the way?
Ron should be in the back.
Yeah, Mykolas probably, because he knows where the stops should be and everything, so he knows
All right.
what he's looking for.
As you all start dashing up the stairs, you get past the first floor, and then you start hearing noises and confused yells from up above you. And you hear some footsteps coming down towards you.
I'm not stopping.
Okay. So you run into a brute squad of about 12 men who are coming down. These are soldiers. They are armed with pistols. They do also have swords. They haven't pulled the pistols yet, but as they see you coming, you know it probably isn't long. What is our approach? Again, you are on a spiral staircase. Assume that only 2 of you are going to be able to fight shoulder to shoulder.
Who's after me?
Rafael or Umberto, because he's got to be the one to find where the people are. So
Yeah,
it'll
because
be
he
Umberto
would be
and
leading.
Mykolas.
He would be kind of guiding Mykolas to where to go.
Okay. All right. So, Umberto and Mykolas, as you are pushing your way up from the 2 of you, and so you 2 will have access to your normal melee attacks. So go ahead and set those up, or if you want to do something else. And Rafael and Roan, you in the back row, what is your approach?
So Rowan has her axe out, right?
Oh yeah.
Spin that.
Okay. So I was wondering if I don't know if this would be too fantastical or not, but wanting to use Rowan as a springboard to launch himself forward with his sword to land in the middle of the
All right,
way.
so you're going to try to land in the middle of the brute. I'll give it to you, but this is you. You are going to have no immediate support because they're going to be.
Okay.
You are front line and they're front line in front. You can do it. This is a swashbuckling game, but yeah.
Okay.
Rowan
Well,
bench is 380. You're a $120. This should be fine.
more like a $180, but anyway, so Raphael, like looking at this from this point, is probably gonna just go up around the side, sort of, and see if he can do it that way. He's actually going to draw his dagger and seeing if he can clear a bigger path around to where we can surround them and slowly circle.
There's no getting around this group. The stairwell is literally the only way up.
Oh, we're fighting in the stairwell. Okay, then
Yes.
no. Raphael's going to step to one side and take one of his throwing daggers and see if he can hit somebody in the eye.
All right, so finesse aim.
Yes. And it need the
And Rowan, for you?
Oh, so is he not throwing Raphael no more?
No, apparently.
No.
Raphael's just throwing daggers from behind.
She is. Does she have shit to throw? This is something I should have written down. I feel.
Just about like what? If you want to say she's got a throwing dagger on her belt, that's fine. She's not made of throwing daggers, but
she does have aim. And I think we said hand axes is what she would use. Yeah. Would a hand axe be viable here?
Yep.
Okay. And she's gonna.
It's not going to be easy because they're above you, but they're above them. So
she's launching that like a fucking baseball.
All right, finesse and aim. All right, what are our melee rolls?
4.
4.
4.
4 and 4. 8 of these guys are brought down with the 4 on the dagger. And we'll get Rowan's here in a sec.
Sorry, math. 2.
Raphael, you are actually able to throw a couple of daggers and bring a couple more of the brutes down. And you do it in such a way that somehow you still have your daggers on you. Rowan, you are able to throw your dagger, bring a brute down, but you don't because of the nature of the fight, you do not immediately have access to get your dagger back. Yes, Raphael somehow boomeranged the daggers. Don't ask me how it works, but it looked very cool. All right,
it's
so
the wanted mechanic. It's the mask. It's got to be the mask.
Yeah. At this point, they move. I will spend a villain point to activate their ability. And Mykolas, Umberto, and Rowan, each of you take a dramatic wound as you get shot by pistols in the fight.
Okay. I have a question.
Go ahead.
The for the purposes of Riot Breaker,
Mhm.
does that
gonna ask
affect
that.
that?
Not a like if it was them like punching you and stabbing at you. Right breaker is you reduce it by your resolve, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
All right, yeah. No, it does not affect pistol fire.
Okay.
There are 15. You dropped 8, 2, and 1. So there are now 4 of them remaining. Oh, right. There's 4 of them remaining. Raphael, you also took a dramatic. You also got shot.
Ow.
You all are going to be able to mop them up in the next one, so no point in dealing with the raises. They're not going to get to move before you do it. Mykolas, you've been shot.
Not the
Leonora has been kidnapped. Someone tried to drop a boulder on you. What's going on right now as these last soldiers are standing in your way?
The drums in his head are loud.
Mm-hmm.
He is seeing red. He is not holding back. He usually holds back because he's afraid. He is not holding back. He is just like a walking death machine for the few moments that he's there.
Mm-hmm. With what? Sword still?
Sword and like the butt of the pistol as his sort of a parrying thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
as you are moving among these soldiers, and Umberto's right there next to you fighting, y'all aren't letting Mykolas solo this, but as you were moving, Umberto, you know your way around your sword, and you see Mykolas fighting extraordinarily well. And Mykolas, as you are moving, you feel Rona moving with you. Every strike, every move, as if she is paralleling you with the sword, and it is deadly in a beautiful way as the two of you are just invoked. You're not using her power. You don't need it. But she seems to be almost feeding off of yours as the two of you move, and soon all of the guards around you are on the ground.
yeah, he's definitely not in a pause to take it in mood. He is just moving forward.
Yeah.
The drums are driving him forward.
Leonora.
Oh boy.
Do you hear that? A crash far below us. You maybe heard something, but it was very...
If it is anything other than spilled drink, my friends are on the way to pick me up.
Including the one without a name.
How many names do you have? Carne, they used to call you.
Carne. Prestovich. Carne Prestovich. Yes. That was my name.
And why are deals so important to you if you are not Divai?
Divai are only half of an equation. I thought I could handle mine. They were coming from everywhere. We were going to fall. Every one of us. And then our families behind us. She came to me and offered a way.
And you
Deal.
took it. Much like my friend.
Thousands of them died by my hands that day.
But that isn't where you finished.
No. I became a target. And I had to complete the deals.
How many deals?
I stopped counting. I stopped counting. Everyone seemed worth it. Everyone seemed worth it.
Carne, what are you? Who are you, Carne?
You feel for the briefest second like there is a hand on yours. And then a cold sensation passes through it. I am what remains.
Does she still live through you?
I failed. So she went on to find another.
Carne, who? What is her name? I know you know this. I don't have to see to know this time.
There were several names. Several. I can't.
Just need one.
They're so. There were many. She was many. She was a crow of war.
Fuck. Shit. Carne. Please. Please. I need your help.
Why? Everyone I helped, I burned.
Do you wish to burn me now?
I do not have the fire anymore.
That I need your help. Or my friend will die.
You feel the hand against the small of your back through the chair. And almost like an insect, it crawls up the back of your spine, up over your neck, under your hair. But then it unties the blindfold. And you hear what sounds like a gasping. And looking around, you see nothing.
No.
But there is a sensation of frost on the floor and on the walls. What do?
I'd like to spend a hero point, please,
Okay.
and slip free.
Okay. Yep. with your hero point, you are able to undo your wrists, your ankles. If you could do that, why did you wait?
I needed to know that you were a good person.
I'm not.
But you are. You were under unfortunate circumstance, saving.
You feel hands on either side of your head, as if like someone trying to look you in the eyes, even though his eyes are not there to be seen.
I'm going to follow wherever his hands are, and I'm going to try to read.
War.
Fuck.
Just war.
Oh, no. Oh, buddy, no.
There are no threats. It's like an absence of threats. You are telling yourself that, not because you think it is true of me, but because you want it to be true of him. Back downstairs. You all burst out into, you are now on the ground floor. And you can see the gate, and there is another bunch of guards that are rising up and looking around, being like, oh, goodness, where are they going for? They are going for weapons. They are going for guns. You've caught them by surprise. Weird, given that you've already fought another group that seemingly was at readiness. What are we doing?
Okay.
All
If
right.
we're all up in the room, Raphael's going to immediately move to incapacitate.
All right.
Well,
Trying to take out as many as you can. That is going to be your brawn and brawl.
Roan is also a riot breaker, so
Good.
she will be making her way into the biggest group of them. And
Okay. There are two groups of 10.
Oh,
But they do not currently have, they're not currently at readiness for anything other than punching. So, Umberto.
As soon as he sees them, he's immediately going to grab for his dagger and just stick one at range.
Okay. Finesse and aim. Mykolas.
Mykolas is going to walk through them. He will just go through the mob. Like, you're in my way. You're not going to be any longer.
All right. Brawn and brawl, just walking through, knocking anyone who gets in your way out of it. Go ahead and give me, so two groups of 10. I'm going to go ahead and say that Roan and Rafael are dealing with one, Umberto and Mykolas are dealing with another, and let's get your
Let's get the razor die for the dramatic wound, right?
Yep. Dramatic wounds give you one extra die.
Oh, crap. I forgot. Hold on.
is mine is brawn and weaponry, right?
Say what?
Brawn and weaponry for me, right?
Yeah, if you're using your axe.
Yep, always. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Everyone else was punching shit.
Yeah, like that. No. I mean, she is good at it, though.
I mean, I got lucky 3.
3, 4.
This is a lot of dice. I'm so sorry.
Chat, my team is so badass.
We are
Yeah.
Monsters,
Walking
but in a good
army.
way.
Oh, we are. Yes.
That is a lot. That is 4 for me.
4. All right.
Kids, we're the
3,
good guys.
4, and 4 and 4. Correct. Okay, so
I got 3.
So 7 of one of the brute squads goes down. 8 of one of the other goes down. As you all are just mangling and punching and taking them down. They're being thrown back. They managed to do, let's see, 2 will go to Rowan, and 3 will go to Rowan, 3 minor wounds, and 2 will go to Mykolas because Umberto is operating from the back row, sticking folks. Again, they are not going to get through. They don't have a special ability to use because they've been caught unaware. This time, I'm going to focus in on Umberto. Where's your head at as you all are dispatching what remains of the brute squad? How is Umberto handling himself?
He's thinking back to his previous life, and he's thinking to himself, I'm not going to lose this one either.
All right.
So he's just focused on getting to Leonora.
Yeah. Those of you with Riot Breaker, subtract your resolve from the minor wounds that I gave you. And as they are just getting beat and busted down, you all are moving, and you see the way up a further floor. And then at the top of it, you see a man in Montanian finery looking down at you.
Oh, hell nah.
Impressive. I suppose knocking would have been too much difficulty. And with that, we are going to take a quick break so we can have a moment to get something to eat and drink. We will be back shortly. And if I'm with you, it'll probably be fine.
You're with me, and I'm with Verity. We'll be fine.
Nice. Who's that? Oh, right. The Montanian tart.
Hey, you speak nice of my friends.
Oh, she's your friend. I'm sorry. I'm fucking up all over the place.
If you were wanting to make a good impression, you're struggling a bit there. We're going to have to give you a better chance when you're sober.
Right. Did you see the fight, though? I took like 5 of them down.
Aren't you so strong? And
You walk him back in. Everyone else has come down and having a lovely breakfast being served by cooks who do not often have.
you know what? I can't argue with that. And she'll just lead him back to the group.
While they were gone, Verity would be like, I don't know how she found someone of her people to hook up with in the night when we just got here.
And we're back. Leonora. The sensation on the side of your head fades. You're not sure if the hands were removed or if they just were no longer capable of being corporeal in that way.
She's just going to look around one more time. Is the ice still there?
Ice isn't even the right word, just a sensation.
Or the frost?
Yeah.
She's going to kneel down next to the frost and touch it. And she's just going to whisper to herself and say, I'm sorry, Carne. Pristovich. But I need to know there is another way. And then she is going to stand up and she's going to arm herself with her knives and have her back against the side where the door is.
Okay. There is a bit of a pause as you're there. And then you hear a couple of voices approaching. Well, where are we supposed to bring her next? I don't know. Boss says to prepare for transport is all. His usual way? I don't know. Let's just get her ready. The door opens and they both walk in. Wait, where did she...
I'm going to attack them.
All right, go ahead. Give me your finesse and weaponry.
Oh, no finesse this time. Oh, okay. That was 2.
2. 2 is all you needed. As you come in and just stab and stab, are there any leftover...
There is... No, there's not.
Okay. All right. You come in and stab, and they both collapse.
Do they have keys? Do they have anything that I think would be useful?
There is your door was locked, and there is a key currently in the keyhole where it was
take
unlocked.
keys.
All right, there's a couple of them on a key ring.
I'm going to poke my head out of the door and just see if there's anyone else around.
You look to the left. You look to the right. You don't see anyone in the hallway. And you get the impression there is a window in the hallway. And you go and you look, and you are about 3 or 4 stories up in a tower.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Tower time. Okay. In the room that I was in, was there any rope?
Just the bindings for your ankles and wrists, so not enough to climb.
Okay. She's going to close the door of her of the room and attempt to use the keys to figure out which one was for that one.
Mm-hmm.
And she's gonna officially find it and lock it, and then she's gonna take note that this is the lock key.
You hear a voice. Wait.
She's gonna wait.
I've been trapped in there so long. Don't lock the door.
She's going to ask, why were you locked in here?
The fire.
Are you a good person?
No.
Then you know what I have to do.
Please.
She's going to lock the door behind her.
Okay.
And she's going to make her way towards the window and read as much as she can.
You can't make out any people, and so all you can, there's maybe some guards down below, and the read is just weird. You're too far away. You can't really make out anyone. And then you're following the path from the main road to the tower. You've actually got a pretty commanding view of the area. And then you see a bunch of horses tied up where near the tree line. And you see Persepolis look up at you. And you see Persepolis. He is, the horses are there, they're shadowed. Persepolis is there. Profoundly so.
Oh.
No arcana.
But my baby boy. She's going to give kind of a wave and point down at Persepolis, and she's going to start making her way down the stairs.
Okay.
Quietly.
Down below. You all are looking up at Adrian Moreau. He's got a glass of wine in his hand that he's sort of swishing as he looks at them. You followed rather quickly. And his eyes are on Rowan. How did you track me here?
She is in full rage mode, so all he gets is and she just stares up at him.
I'm practically vibrating. I'm sorry.
What are we doing?
Mykolas.
Rafael.
Point.
Oh, go ahead. Never mind.
I'm sorry.
You go ahead.
You go ahead.
Someone go.
Rafael is going to look up at him and spend a hero point, activate his virtue. Fuck you and your portiere magic.
You all watch. You've sort of seen this before previously, but this is the first time you knew to look for it. As Raphael stands up, holds the symbol of the cross on them, and looking up at him, and he suddenly looks disoriented. And sits back looking around. No. And he goes to reach for a weapon in his belt. And then you all watch as trails of energy seem to crackle up his neck. I think his face as he goes, as he stuns back, unable to even bring his weapon up to bear. Mykolas, what are you doing?
Mykolas will whip out that pistol that he has not fired. He's been using as a blunt instrument, pointed at him, and will actually spend a hero point on his virtue, which gives everybody a virtue as a hero point.
Okay.
He says, "Kill that man," and pulls the trigger.
The shot hits him and does an instant dramatic wound to Adrian as he stumbles back. All right. Approaches. We'll give Rowan and Umberto this round, and then Mykolas and Raphael will join in the second bit of the fight.
You go first, Umberto.
I had a very dramatic thing that I wanted to do, but we'll do it. We'll do it now anyway. Why not? Umberto is going to, as he's got the dagger that he threw in his hand, he's going to look up at the guy, and he's going to pull out his sword. And as he does, he's going to slice his thumb, wipe it across his palm, and port to him. And as he ports, he's going to stab.
Take the wound, spend the hero point, and you get in. I'm going to go ahead and say for another dramatic wound with that, as you just come in and suddenly you are just in front of him and you run him through, and he looks up at you as you do this.
That's how.
A feral, he growls. Rowan.
How high up is he?
A balcony overlooking you all, so call it about 2 stories.
2 stories. Could an axe being thrown go that far?
Yeah, particularly with Rowan throwing it. I will say I'm going to give you 2 raises for success, just because it was definitely not designed to be thrown. But go ahead and give me your finesse and aim.
I guess it's still using a weapon, so I would still get that.
Yeah.
Understand. Okay. Oh, wait. Okay, yep. Oh, shit. I rolled 2 10s. She is not happy with this fucking guy. That will make it 4.
4 raises. The axe come up, and Umberto, you're right there. And then suddenly Rowan's axe comes to join you. It's like right next to your head.
And she just growls again. And she goes, "Argh!"
Yeah, this guy is seriously hurt. And he's looking up at Umberto and goes, and you can see at the last second, Umberto, he's going to try to push you off the balcony. And you're ready for this. I mean, he has you to rights. You're up against it. You do not have good leverage. But again, you watch as energy sparkles over his skin, looking like it's burning him as he again is unable to move and unable to act. Umberto, have you ever, in your adventuring in Vidachi, fought someone who had been cursed by a fate witch?
If he did, he didn't know what it was.
So then you still don't know, but if you ever saw anything like that, it is happening again as this guy again is unable to move and act against you because 7 lashes worth of curses, a lot of raises negated. And as he stumbles back, still unable to fight and looking around and reaching down, and it's clear he's trying to port, but he can't. His ability has been taken from him. I believe that is another group. We are now at the top of the order. Mykolas and Fr Rafael are on the ground. Umberto is up next to him. Roan is now axeless. Approaches, please.
Raphael is going to look over to Rowan and is just like, boost me. And he's going to look like he's getting ready to springboard off, like a cheerleading move, quite literally springboard off of the fact that Rowan is that tall and launch up so he can get up into the balcony.
If you ever seen Wolverine and Hulk throw Wolverine, that's exactly what's happening here.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Special,
and,
baby.
yeah, no, and when he does this, though, he is going to draw his daggers because he's not using the sword, this flying about with that. It is just not going to work, at least for his approach. So that's what Raphael's going to do. If I don't know what I have to roll to pull that off, but
first we are going to get brawn and athletics from Rowan.
Hell yeah.
Now, yes, in many ways, Raphael is super twink, but also a very fully capable and athletic fighter. So this isn't going to be the easiest throw in the world.
Super twink is crazy.
Not wrong.
because he shaves his beard. That's the only reason he looks like this.
Super twink. He's super twinking.
Yeah.
That's going to be clipped. I just know it is.
It is now.
You hear that? Editing me?
Editing me. I am very happy with what I'm looking at. I just have to math now. That will be another 4 raises.
Another 4 raises.
With 1 left over. Yeah.
I am not going to buy that one because I can't use them right now. As you get Raphael, you are suddenly hurled up. And it is, so now we're going to see how you look when you stick the landing. Because you maybe had an idea of what this would look, but it's one thing to say, throw me, and then another to suddenly be hurling through the air with the greatest of ease. So finesse and athletics for you to stick the landing.
I will give Raphael one of my hero points for extra.
Dang.
Okay. So you said what in athletics?
Finesse and athletics.
Okay, finesse, athletics, plus another 3 dice.
plus your wound. Plus, I think this is your first finesse athletics of the scene. You're getting a ridiculous dice pool here.
Oh yeah.
This, I don't know if you can see, but like this.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh God. Okay.
Is it good when they start yelling, "Oh God," like that? Generally.
God damn it.
I think it depends on the situation.
5. You only needed the 4 to mitigate all raises. Is there a way you would like to edit the scene to your benefit as you get hurled up?
I would like to land in such a way that he will land, pop up the guy's arm, and with his attack, peg his hand to the door. Or whatever wall behind him that he keeps trying to back himself into. He's going to pin one of his hands there.
All right, so one of his hands gets into the door as you're up there with him. That's going to be some wounds for him. All right, Mykolas.
Mykolas he's not going to do what anybody expects, I suppose, he's going to continue up the stairs past that fight.
Okay.
He's not here to kill that man.
He's not here for Arno. Okay. So, sorry. He's also not here for Arno. Arno's in a totally other campaign. He's not here for Adrian.
Go check out the Black Rose Society on Monday.
Yeah. One day Mykolas might be after Arno, and how terrifying will that be? Mykolas goes right past. The other person taking the stairs, like a sane person, is Marco, who, seeing that Mykolas is going past this fight, looks and says, "You're searching for her. Do you need backup?"
I'm not sure how verbal he is right now. But
Marco sees you are in charge and you are in a mood, and he's not getting the hell in your way. So if you want help, I'll go with you. Definitely behind you. If not, I can deal with this.
He will nod.
Okay.
Yes.
Marco backs you up as you move past this girl, obviously very restrained portier who has taken some really bad hurt. Now, he might actually get to do a thing with dice. We'll see. We've only eliminated 6 of the 7 raises worth of curse that had been placed upon him. And then he rolls like shit. Okay, he does get to 2 raises, so he gets the 1 raise. As he finally pulls free of the hand that got pinned and tearing it loose. It is bloody and gory, and he is just grimacing. But you all would also notice, as he's looking at the blood, and he clenches his hand, and he topples himself over the balcony. Now, with the rotating stairwell, there is a clear shot down. As he collapses over the balcony and is falling and falling and falling. And then after about 3 floors, just before the bottom, he vanishes. Umberto, you've lost your sense of him.
Pussy.
Mierda.
All right, Leonora.
Ooh. Yes.
You are going downstairs and you hear a fight going on.
Uh-huh.
And then you come up, you open a door, and you go into a room. And you see a young man in rather nice clothes, not the one who captured you, look up at you in surprise. They lost you. And he stands up.
She's gonna try to say, "Oh, sorry, wrong room," and she's gonna try to exit the room that she was just in.
He walks after him at the door and is like, "If you wish to continue climbing, by all means." And there's 3 more stories up. Lots of empty rooms, sketchy floors.
Are you a prisoner like I am, or are you just here to bother me?
None of those are mutually exclusive. How did you escape?
These walls are haunted, and the ghost chose to share pity.
He did he?
So
Adrian didn't believe me.
So you know of him?
Carne, the prisoner.
Am I still in the room?
You're in the hallway. You left the room and he kind of followed
And
you.
he's following me, and I'm walking around. Okay.
Like, are you just continuing to go up? Like, nope, I'm going another direction.
I was gonna go down.
Yeah, down is past him.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, it seems that you are in my way, and if you will excuse me, you can go and have a lovely life with Carne, and I will be on my way.
He pulls a sword.
Oh,
I'm afraid my instructor has a specific use for you. Can't permit you to just leave.
and why am I so special?
I honestly don't know. Apprentices tend to just follow the instructions.
Apprentice to whom, may I ask?
Adrian Moreau.
Well, it seems like he's in a bit of bad luck. If you don't believe me, then you should go find him yourself.
He'll find us when he wants to. And besides, I myself am being rude. Pierre Moreau, at your service.
Brothers.
Cousins. But in the bloodline, yes.
And are you a fan of your brother, of your cousin?
He is a necessary evil. I would not pick decor such as this for a base.
And what would you prefer?
The fine halls, the silk curtains, food that was cooked instead of just accidentally happened.
You've ruined what I wanted to do, Dan. No! But you are just an apprentice. How far in your apprenticeship have you gotten? And I'm going to continue going upstairs.
He just very curiously, and then he kind of smirks, and he flicks a coin. And at first, it's kind of at you, but not exactly. It's almost like, is he trying to flick it into my head? Hits the wall, bounces, and then he's between you and the stairs going up. I'm doing all right.
A magician. I
So,
see.
But yes.
I am newly familiar with your sorcery, but I, again, must leave. And I'm going to start going back down the stairs.
And he laughs and kind of walks along. And you look behind you and he's not there.
Mm-hmm. I'm just going to keep running downstairs.
And he's in the room where you saw him before. We keep meeting like this. Perhaps it's fate.
I know quite a lot about fate, and this is not any of that. And I'm going to read him.
You read him. The Emperor and the Lovers.
Ew! I'm finally going to say, well, you've asked for it, and I'm going to take out my daggers.
He has his sword and just sort of takes his stance, and as you glance, you notice he's wearing a special pin.
No! Does Lenora know what this pin is?
Oh, yes. Everyone knows the coolest of the duelist academies.
Well.
Sorry, Pierre Moreau of the Aldana School.
I'm sorry, spell that?
Aldana, Aldana.
Perfect.
And he seems to start to dance.
I don't like the dancing. I mean, I'm a good dancer, but...
You hear gunshots down below. A lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
Shall we? Let's see what you can do with those little knives.
I think words. I think I am smart enough to know what skills I am not good at. And she's going to put away her freaking knives, and she's going to try to run away into a different direction.
So back upstairs again?
Back upstairs.
He laughs. Sword goes away as he just sort of pursues you. I'm telling you, eventually you just reach the roof.
Isn't it a glorious view? And she's going to keep going up.
And he is following you up, and sure enough, you get to the roof. It is windy up here. It is a fantastic view of everything. The moon high above you as you hear another gunshot down below you. Your companions seem to be doing well.
They are quite skilled, yes. And she's going to look for a possible trapdoor or a possible ladder.
The trapdoor was how you got on the roof. So yeah, yeah. But no, there is no external ladder. No.
Nothing. Great. I'm curious though. Why do you need me?
You are simply the package.
Of what? For what?
For a client.
And who is your client?
Unfortunately, I don't have that information.
Well, you should get better information. And she's going to try to push past him.
He holds up a hand. And here I thought Vidachan women were not so rude all of the time.
You've met many Vidachan women then? I don't think so. And she's going to keep going as much as she can.
He chuckles and goes, "What's the rush? Your friends are almost here to save you."
You make me uncomfortable, sir.
Come with me.
What is with you? I'd prefer to be with my friends.
Montaigne, the castle of l'Empereur, fine gowns, good food. I find it likely that your friends will leave me without a instructor soon enough. But is this where you wish to be traveling, in this mud?
I've lived my whole life in the mud. I find it comforting.
Really?
She holds out her hands.
Mm-hmm.
And she is going to... Nope, she's not going to do that. Just kidding. And she's just going to show her calluses.
Mm-hmm. If the callus is true enough. But your nose. The cut of your chin. The sweep of your brow. You were in the mud, but you did not begin there.
You know nothing of me, sir.
It is my business to know of all noble families. My instruction was very specific.
So you do know something.
Know is a strong word, but it is easy enough to intuit.
I'm going to start to walk back with my back to, like, the edge of wherever I am.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, but you don't know. But you know of me what you do not, because whatever you are saying, I don't trust.
That is difficult. Would you rather be taken to wherever my dear cousin was going to take you?
Are you betraying your cousin?
My cousin might already be dead, or having abandoned and betrayed me. Do you know who you really are?
What an interesting question. For I am Leonora Orsini, daughter of Carla and Matteo, and I don't need to hear your lies.
If you knew them to be lies, that is not how you would have responded to that question.
She's going to take a moment and hold on to her necklace. And she says nothing.
He tilts his head and looks towards the trapdoor. Well, someone's coming. Either it is my cousin, and I will be praised for having corralled you, or it is your friends, and you will be rescued. Either way. And he steps away, drawing his sword. And the trapdoor opens and Mykolas comes up.
Leonora's going to suddenly speak up and say, Mykolas, watch out.
And he's giving the trapdoor a wide berth, allowing
Sure.
Mykolas to come up.
Sure.
His sword is out. You are muted.
Mykolas sees the pin.
Yep.
He will sigh because he knows what that means,
Mm-hmm.
and say, "Pray to what gods you worship to have mercy on you, because I will not. Run or die, your choice."
Let's see what your puny gods are capable of. Yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
Am I able to get rid of lashes multiply, or do I have to do it per turn?
You have to do it one per turn.
Okay.
Well, you do have a way to get rid of all of them at once.
I know I do. I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
Hey, Dan.
Yep.
Do you want 7 villain points?
I will take 7 villain points.
Oh, I'm so sorry, guys.
You're good. You're good.
Oh, man. Okay.
Mykolas, you look at Leonora. Whether to make sure she's okay or to gesture for her to get to where he is not between you and her. And all of a sudden you watch as her eyes glow. And you watch as the clouds around you start moving, start spinning as the breeze starts coming up. And in the back of your head, you hear, "Oh, I can use that." You are now up. Marco coming up behind you, though he is still on the ladder, and Pierre starts moving towards you, his sword out. What are you doing?
Mykolas knows. Would Mykolas know what kind of dueling school that is?
Yeah, all of the dueling schools are fairly well known. With the Aldana, the dance is a ruse. The dance is designed to get soldiers like you to assume that this is just some fop who doesn't know what he's doing and basically run onto his sword for him.
He's going to take a different tack then.
Mm-hmm.
He is actually going to rush him.
Okay.
To tackle him so he can't dance and use his sword as effectively. He's
All
hoping that will
Go
make
ahead.
a difference.
Are you? So you're. This is pretty much all strength and rush. So go ahead and give me your brawn and weaponry.
Brawn and weaponry or brawn and brawl?
If you're not using your sword, then brawl.
I'm trying to tie him up, basically.
Okay.
So and I get to reroll 1. This is good. Oh, okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.
4. All right. You get as many rounds in this as he does. As you come up, you are able to basically take a swing at him. He is very deft as he is moving around. He's seen what you're doing before, and but you do manage to come in and clock him with the equivalent of a slash, but this is with a punch. So you do some minor wounds to him. He then slashes back at you, and you take 4 minor wounds.
Okay.
Where are you at on your counter? Is that a new dramatic?
I have a question. If I have taken a dramatic, do I start the wounds count from there, or do I start it from where it was?
So when you take the dramatic, you then start on the next minor wound and build up from there.
Okay, then I'm not quite to my next dramatic wound.
Okay. He steps around you. Lenora, what is your approach as they are fighting?
I am trying to cause distraction.
Okay. In what way?
To be honest, to continue to take away lashes.
Okay. Wounds this time?
Yep.
Okay. We will get to that at the end of this particular round.
Yep.
Marco is not up yet. Marco is still climbing the ladder. Mykolas, are you basically constantly just trying to wrap him in your move? Are you mixing up your approach at all, or?
He's the thinking is they're used to fighting other swordsmen. He is not giving him what he wants.
Yeah,
and he's being tactical. So yeah, he's continuing to try and tie him up and try and get in close.
All right, to keep things moving, because that's just going to be what you're doing the whole time. You're definitely throwing him off, but you're not throwing him off enough. You're landing hits on him. You're tangling him up. You're knocking him out of his ruse. He's not able to just fully run you through. But you are taking cut. You're taking a bash to the back of your head with the butt of his rapier, and you are going to accumulate another 6 minor wounds.
Okay.
As he is just moving around you, not always slashing, but you're taking bashes, you're taking hits, and that gets you to your second dramatic, right?
No, that gets me to my third.
Oh, that gets you to your third? Oh, right. And Lenora, you watch at one point as Mykolas stems forward, and finally Pierre seems to have him where he wants him. And just turns around, and with a backstab, a sword goes all the way through Mykolas' shoulder. And then he yanks it out and walks away and gives a flip of his sword. Is this really the best you could do for your defense? And then Lenora.
I mean, I really can't change
Yep.
my thing. So as a hypothetical distraction, she's going to land on her knees, look Mykolas straight in the eye, and say, "Don't let them take you." And then she's going to release 6. She's going to receive 6 minor wounds to release another lash.
And the energy that you saw on her arms before is now crawling up both of her arms. And again, the eyes glow and the moving around, and Pierre is watching this utterly mystified.
And you are hearing her scream.
And at this point, Marco steps up and gets up to the top and runs forward and looks down. Yeah, 2 of them. And he steps forward, his sword out, and gets between Mykolas and Nora and Pierre with his sword.
Mykolas will grab his knife and just throw it at the guy.
Okay. With your third dramatic, go ahead and give me your finesse and aim. And remember, with your third dramatic, 10s explode.
I know. Sweet. Okay, so I'm also going to use the re-roll because I have 3 in that skill. It's all right. And I got 2 10s, so I'm going to re-roll those.
Blow them up.
All right, I've got another 10. Do I continue?
Continue blowing it up.
Okay, I have 4. So that's 3 plus 1, 2, 3, so 6.
6. Dang. You get the hit. He is about to go up against Marco when the dagger catches him in the shoulder and he staggers back. Pulls it out. And you can see he no longer has the mood for the fight. He's been pretty badly wounded by this toss. And now he's looking at another duelist who's about to go up against him. Looks around, looks at Leonora and goes, well, until next time, whoever hides behind Leonora Orsini. And he vanishes away. Down below. Well, actually, let's go ahead and take a moment. The battle has been handled. Mykolas is very hurt. Marco has taken a few buffs, but it's generally been fine because you all just keep. He's like, oh, okay, I guess this is what we're doing. And the rest of you are rejoined with Leonora as she and Marco are helping Mykolas down the stairs, down the ladder, and then into the stairs. So they start heading down into the tower, and you all see a very cut up Mykolas. And how many total dramatic wounds for Leonora?
2.
2. And she is those scars go fairly quickly, but it's clear she is in a lot of pain. As you all regroup.
Oh,
Oh, thank the prophet. And he will sort of go over and kneel, like go up to Mykolas and Leonora especially, and just start fussing, as he's known to do after situations like this.
Father, please. Go, if you have the ability, heal Mykolas.
He says, but he just...
I have done all of this to myself, and I am about to do it again.
He just... At this point, seeing the fact that Mykolas does have the giant stabby hole in his shoulder, he's just going to walk up to Mykolas and taking off his gloves as he kind of does so, and is just going to be like, hold still, and spend the 1 hero point we got in the fight, because it's a new scene at this point, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then yeah, he's gonna spend the hero point.
Wait, it's not a new episode, so you don't reload your hero points on new scenes.
Oh no, I had one from when we were in the fight.
There you go. Okay, yeah.
Because Mykolas activated his virtue. So, but no, he will spend that and use Miracle Worker on to hopefully at least close the gaping wound. It may not heal it completely, but it'll hopefully make it a little bit easier to move around.
Mykolas, I believe this is your first time feeling the healing, and it's almost like a reversal of the pain. Like you can feel your wounds knitting. You can watch your wounds knitting as the wound closes, and you go back up to your second traumatic wound, healing everything between the here and there. So you're at 2, but everything beyond that second is healed.
Yeah.
As suddenly you feel a whole lot better.
So she is this.
It is not.
Please tell me you can do it again. Not for me.
I don't I do not know. I have never. And he's just like, it's starting to hit him a bit because this is probably the heaviest situation he has been in. And is just like doing his best to center and bury, but for like a good solid maybe 10 or so seconds, you can see Raphael sort of start to panic.
Lenora's
But-
going to walk up to Raphael and place a hand on his cheek and say, Father, you are well. It is all right. I am safe. You have done good deeds here.
I'm worried about everyone here.
It is
And he
okay.
And he's looking around and he's doing a head count. He's doing an active head count. And it isn't until he counts and looks at everyone that he finally calms down.
You see everyone but Umberto. Umberto. He ported, but not far. He couldn't have ported far. He was too hurt. If he could have just left, he already would have. And so you go looking, while everyone else is fussing over those who are hurt. And you walk into a room near the well. And you step in. And there in front of you, bleeding heavily, though healing quickly, as you know sorcerers do, is Adrian Moreau, preparing to open another blesher in order to escape.
Leaving so soon.
What was that witchcraft?
Kujina got you, didn't she?
The blood went... How do you stand it? The blood went... It lost its potency.
It must be harder for you because you were adept at it. You were living with it. For me, what was it? Feral, you called me?
Hunted down and destroyed. Who... You speak with Vadachi on your tongue.
Born and raised.
Raised, maybe. Who was your father?
My strength. The one who helped me split you the way I did.
And he leans forward. And he's looking at you, but like he's doing a math equation. They said you were dead.
And yet here I am.
How did you follow me? You did not have a mark.
That is a interesting question. One I will learn the answer to eventually. But I'll just call it a blessing.
And with that, he leans forward, and you can see he is attempting to open a blesher through you. but he's very hurt. You're going to move first.
He will, as soon as he sees him kind of moving, he will pull the sword and plunge it right into him.
Yeah, no risk here. It goes and he and he kind of collapses against the wall and falls down and watches as the blood goes out. And you can see him trying to summit, trying to do anything with it, but there's just not enough left in him.
Before what it is that I learned about myself, I was a man who made sure that the people he cared of were protected. Your first mistake was coming from my family. And whether or not she's blood, I still consider her family. Your second mistake was thinking you could escape me.
And he reaches towards you for a second and then just grimaces. And you could tell there's an option here for him to stop it. It is almost trivial for you to stop bleeding most of the time. And you see him considering it and then choose not to. And his eyes go far away through you. And he slumps forward. And you feel a sense of rightness. Blushers must always be stopped, and those who open them destroyed. Mykolas. Ow. As an officer, you tended not to get this cut up. There were times, but often this was happening to the other people. How are you? How are you holding up with all of these injuries?
I think he is probably in a sort of weird place because he let himself become the thing he's afraid of. And he's just sitting there and he's looking at Leonora and looking at the wounds. And he's sort of at war inside himself.
The wounds. The way they closed. Have you ever seen anything like that before?
Is that Rona's voice?
Yes.
Sort of quietly, he'll say no. And almost look ashamed when he looks away.
Only once have I seen such a thing before this day. Long ago, in the Crescent Empire. One who can harm and heal in equal measure. I've not paid enough attention to this priest friend of yours. That stops now.
Leave them alone.
No. And you know why. They are your company. In time, they will be part of a deal. The price, or the goal, now that will be up to you. Marco walks down into the room. This place was like a prison. All of these closed cells. He steps up to Leonora. Apologies. I see your wounds. I am Marco of the Vagabondos. I am sorry we had to meet under these circumstances. Is there anything else you have need of?
I don't know what to say. Other than my name is Leonora Orsini, I assume that you are a friend.
Honestly, I don't think we're there yet, but I'm happy to help where I can. When one is a man in a mask, you get used to people not trusting you.
Well, thank goodness. I am done making friends today.
I do not at all blame you. He seemed to have a bit of a mouth on him.
Too much.
He turns and he looks for Rafael. Brother Rafael, you and your friends absolutely do not disappoint. I am impressed at your method of navigating your way upward. Others would just climb stairs, but all of us have moments to be a little more extra.
I am nothing if not effective.
Very much indeed. Well, with Moreau dead, I can go back and I'll let the townsfolk know that they need no longer try to earn his aid or his coin. I looked around in some of the rooms that were locked up. I found one that they seem to be using as a treasury of sort. It is yours to have. Your party did the lion's share of the work. I was along for a very impressive ride.
You did not open all of the doors, did you?
Why? Yes, I was looking in to see what all was there.
Did you lock the doors that were supposed to be locked?
They were all empty. I didn't see a reason to lock them.
Oh my god. Lenora is going to hurriedly run up the stairs as long as it takes to the one room.
Not hard, not long. You get to the room and you see the door open.
Mykolas will probably follow her if she's running up like that.
Okay. It's slow going because, again, ow, but yeah, you're able to move and navigate fairly quickly.
Assuming that Lenora gets there first, she's going to try to call Carne's name.
No response.
She's going to try to read the room.
Nothing.
Fuck. Or whatever curses you can say in Vidachin.
At this point, I am going to spend 5 villain points.
Oh, no.
Rona says, well, hello there, old friend. Mykolas, suddenly you feel an incredible headache. Like your skull splitting open. Your body is washed with cold. And another voice is suddenly alongside you. And Leonora, you can hear this one. Rona, another chance. I need another chance. Rona, I can use him. Rona, crow of war. What we do it?
Is this like present in the room or is it in the hallway? Like, what are we doing? Like, what?
You're in the hall. You outside of the cell that you first escaped from.
Ah, fudge. Okay. She's going to try to coax Mykolas into the room that she knows has a lock that she has a key to.
Okay. Mykolas will, assuming he has any control over himself at this point,
You have not lost control of yourself, but you can feel something grasping for that control.
He trusts Lenora. So he'll go
big
to where
mistake.
she. Yeah, I know. He will go where she leads him.
You put him into the room. You close and lock it.
No, I am
Okay.
standing by the door and trying to read where Carne is.
You still can't see Carne, but you watch as war begins eclipsing everything.
What does that mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you
It
mean?
means his other arcana is vanishing, slowly fading.
No. Wait, whose? Are we talking about Carne?
Carne, you
Miklos?
only ever saw war.
No.
Mikolos's other
No.
arcana is fading.
Who is this?
I am Carne Petrovich, carrier of Rona, the Crow of War, and I make this bargain.
Did you die here?
And now I will live here again. Rona is in your head. A bargain, interesting. He was, however, a failed vessel. Do you wish to make a deal instead, Mykolas?
This is what you and Lenora's gonna like shout out, this is what you will become if you keep making deals.
I'm going to try something.
Okay.
I'm going to invoke a power that I can pay for with the usual deal.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to recreate his body.
Okay, with the ice.
No, with the fire.
Oh, okay.
I can recreate anything that is ever burned.
Okay. Interesting. All right. Now, this is not one you've purchased, so this is one you need to make the deal for.
No, this is one I actually have purchased.
You purchased it. Okay.
Yeah.
You reach out. What is your cost?
The cost is well, he has to do his usual thing. He pulls out the cigar, lights it,
and your hand is shaking as you pull up this cigar.
and he waves it around as if he's making an offering of the smoke.
Rona laughs. As you wish. Lenora, at first you see what just seemed to be dust on the floor begin to rise up. And then it takes a form, a shape. You see bone, blackened, burnt bone form into a skeleton, and then you see the flesh upon it and grows, sinews and muscles, organs, everything, and you watch as it seems to unburn. It starts in its utterly charred form and then takes shape and builds, and finally skin and open eyes as this body remains. But Rona cannot give life. Rona cannot resurrect. A body has been recreated. And it is invisible, and you can see that it died in pain and terror as it collapses back onto the floor. No, that isn't me. I can do better. No,
It's back in your body.
this is my body.
Lenora is petrified. No, honestly,
Understandably so.
everything that has happened, Lenora is very wide-eyed, backed up against the wall, and like trying to not hyperventilate.
Villain point.
No.
We're going along with that. Everything now has a fear rating of 2.
Fudge.
Lenora, for what you just saw, Mykolas, for what's happening in your head.
He's trying to push him out, hoping that the body will be enough of an anchor for that ghost to go into. I don't know what that is, but
It's not really a risk or anything. You're invoking it, and you feel like you're at an impasse. He cannot supplant you yet, but neither can you push him out. You realize this is down to Rona. Whoever Rona sides with.
I think the thing he will say before he continues any further is, Lenora, rotten.
Lenora is going to attempt to leave the room.
Mm-hmm. Nothing's stopping her.
Except
Unless
for herself.
Backing up.
She physically cannot move.
And Lenora.
She is just looking at Mykolas and looking around, and she has no focus.
Lenora, almost instinctively you read. You don't know what else to do.
Mm-hmm.
And you see Rona for the first time. Not the actual shape, but there are so many weaves in this room, so many threads. She is the negative space between them all. This tall figure, staring down and looking between the body that got reformed and Mykolas, considering. And you can see fate reverberating back and forth between them. He has a name, she whispers to Mykolas.
What is his name?
He is Karne Petrovich. He failed. You can take that name from him, and then there will be a new deal. Burn like you've never burned before. Scour it from him. Show me that you are worthy of the fires of war in a way he never was.
So the major powers are guidelines. You can change, right? You can come up with something new.
Yeah, she wants you to invoke some major fire. But how it forms, how it manifests is up to you. What you ask for.
He thinks for a second as hard as he can, and he goes, I take Karne Petrovich's name away from him and burn it. And he manifests fire, but instead of the huge explosion of fire that he can do, he focuses it down to an absolute white hot pillar of fire that burns all the way through the building.
It's like the tower has turned into a torch of blue flame as the fire goes only up through the roof, exploding into the sky. A blue light going all the way up to the heavens. Heat upon heat. Karne screams as he is torn apart and torn into nothingness. And Mykolas, she turns to you. Yes. You're inventive. None of the others thought of that. You will go westward from here. You will find a golden tower. Inside, you will find a boy. He must win his war. And then we are complete.
Am I
And her
free
voice goes silent.
As she leaves, am I free from the previous deal?
Not until the new one is completed. But soon, Mykolas. Soon you may ask her to dance. And she can ask you. Soon. The fire burns away. And Mykolas, you feel an emptiness. Until this new deal is completed, you have access to none of Rona's abilities. And there's something new in the background. A word like on the tip of your tongue. And when you know it, there will be a new Rona in her place.
He's probably just going to collapse at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Leonora is basically looking like she's having a panic attack. But she is trying to hold her breath and try to calm herself so that she can crawl over to Mykolas.
You get to him. And as you look at him again, War and the Emperor.
She's going to take her hands and hold his face. What did you do?
If he had taken control, he would have hurt you and the others. I had to stop him.
But at what cost? She's going to take her hands away. And
This is a moment
Yeah.
when Rona would always speak up. Rona always had. But there's nothing.
When she takes her hands away from his face, he reaches up and grabs one of her hands. We need you, all of us in the company, but I don't want to find out who I am when you're not around.
I can't help. I can't do. I couldn't save them. I can't save you. I am just here.
You saved me already.
I don't know if I like how it felt.
I guess not. But you helped me. You gave me hope. Something I didn't have.
Promise me one thing.
What?
You will not become Karne Prestovich.
I will not. I have things to fight for, things to stay here for.
And I need you to forgive me. And she is going to pay with blood again.
So 7, 6. This is 5.
Yeah, I am up to my 3rd major wound.
And again, you watch as the energy just crackles all around her.
He holds on to her while she does it. Like it's
staticky. Your hair's on end, but otherwise no pain from it.
However, Leonora looks like she is in an inferno of pain.
He will pick her up. And he will carry her back down to the others.
And there you all are again. Having heard, it should be said, the massive explosion from upstairs. So I'm guessing they actually all come up right around the time.
Yeah.
And you can see the top of the tower has been blown off. This thing is definitely not going to be architecturally reliable for very long.
Just move. We've got to go. We've got to go. Let's go. Hey, like, just run, everybody.
You all make it downstairs. You get to the horses. And you're able to get back. Are you going back to Zavina? Back to the inn?
Yeah, I mean, recovery is definitely a thing that we'll probably want to do.
Yeah. So you get back to the inn.
I would like to note that before we leave, I take one last look at the tower from the outside.
Mm-hmm.
This is important for later.
Okay. Yep. Oh, yep.
Yep.
You make a note of the tower and its oddly burned crown at the top. It looks like a crown now as you step away and you ride back. You are absolutely fawned over by because she comes in and she's like, "Oh, they saved you! Oh goodness, I never liked the look of him. I should never have kept him. This is what happens when I permit men to stay in my inn. But you're fine because you saved her. And come, girl." And she leads you into the room and puts out food and everything for everyone else. And when she finally does go to bed, she's no longer pushing the rules on. You all can kind of gather where you gather. Some of you very hurt. Any last moments anyone wants to have in the calm before whatever comes next? Yes, Lenore.
I would like to start to sketch the tower, please.
Okay. Go ahead and go ahead and give me your roll.
That is 4.
4 of the 5 needed. All right, we will mark that for your next time.
Perfect.
And you have a moment. Oh, Raphael.
Oh no! Wait. If we're going around doing the thing, I'll wait for my turn around the horn.
You raised your hand, so I'm not
Okay.
assuming everyone has a thing at this point. So
Yeah. He is going to walk up to Rowan wherever Rowan is sitting and is just going to sit down and like lean entirely into her and is just going to grab her hand and sit there with it. And he's not gonna really say anything. She doesn't hurt because I know the empathy thing. I don't know how a parent should be able to read any of this, but this was a lot for Raphael, and he is just trying to ground himself in the comfort of this and also trying to reconcile what he had to do. And because by the time they are riding back into town, he would have taken off his mask and everything else. And so he's just, with one hand, he is holding Rowan's hand and he's leaning into her and he's got this mask in the other and he's just holding it and just holding space with Rowan in that moment.
Does Rowan do anything with that?
Roan has been quiet the whole time.
Mhm.
And she has not taken off the helmet at all. The helmet's been on the whole time. And as she is like probably found herself outside and just sitting outside, and Raphael finds her and holds her hand. He can feel her shaking. Like she is trying to ward off a panic attack of some kind. And once she feels him there, she immediately starts to calm down a bit, and then the realization that he's probably freaking out. The helmet will come off, and she will just hold him there and not say anything.
Anything else?
Oh, also, she made sure to get her fucking axe back.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Umberto, after he did what he did, has just been absolutely quiet. And he kind of gave a small cracked smile once he saw Leonora, and he kind of relaxed a little bit, but he hasn't said 2 words the entire way back.
Anything else? Any last thoughts? Everyone tired. People find places to rest. Find some peace, ironically, in the overbearing tutting around of Daciana as she makes sure everyone has food and drink and brings cool rags and things to help with wounds wherever they are. Marco stays for a time and makes sure everyone is okay, but has his own job with the vagabundos to do, and gives Rafael a bow and says, "Brother Rafael, your legend did not disappoint."
You're going to have to tell me what that legend is, because I have no idea.
Of course you don't. And with that, he turns and walks away. And with that, we will bring this episode to a close. Thank you to Basics of the Game for hosting us. Thank you for Dragon of the Dark Rose for all of the production that you have been doing, all of that work. Thank you so much to my players. Thank you to our viewers. Don't forget to follow the channel or like us wherever you find us. And until we continue, keep playing more games. The scene shifts. And suddenly we are in the grand and glorious Vadacian city of Felici, home of the Felici family, one of the great merchant princes of Vadaci, powerful, ruthless, overbearing everywhere. Their fingers go out, touching everything. Many people consider them great. Some think that if the nation of Vadaci were ever to be brought under one unified rule, it would be the Felicis that did it. Others are horrified that such a day might come to pass. We see the tower of one of their estates rising over the city. And this tower in particular, a place where the women of the household are kept, banished. All of these words are appropriate. And at the top of this gilded cage, there is a balcony overlooking the city. And standing there is a red-headed woman in a seductive scarlet dress flowing around her, her rouge hair falling in waves framing her face, a white corset enveloping her torso with jewels decorating it, glittering, brought in from all over the world. Such a golden cage as she watches the city, her eyes sparkling in the light. The door to her chambers opens, and in steps a young man, a man who walks as if he knows fully well he does not belong where he is. Stepping up, he sees her attire and has trouble breathing for a moment before he finally clears his throat. Madame Felici, I have the news you requested.
Oh, you do? All right. Tell me.
Unfortunately, the blood mage failed. He succeeded in locating her, and we believe had even managed to kidnap her, but apparently she was rescued. As for him, we are not sure what has become of him. He might be captured or perhaps even dead. We have had no word from the town.
What do you mean rescued? That
She
sounds
is-
like a failure.
She is apparently traveling with companions who are a little more capable than what we originally thought. They moved quickly and in ways they were not expecting. There's been very little word from any of our strongholds in the area.
Absolutely disappointing. This
I know,
is the
but-
news you bring me?
I do have a bit of good news that might mitigate the bad that you've heard.
And what exactly is that, my dear?
He looks around and leans in. His eyes maybe lingering lower a little bit longer than he thought, as if he wants to make sure he gets what he thought he came here for. Well, ma'am, it wasn't just her that we found. Umberto Vitale, we believe, is one of the ones who rescued her. Apparently they've been traveling together for some time. We have confirmed it with multiple witnesses.
You found number.
Yes. And they're traveling together. That will make things much more convenient going forward, right? As we track them.
Convenient, yes. However, not entirely keen on that. Them being together, I mean.
He seems a little put back at that, but nods and looking around, seeming to think that this encounter was not going to have what he thought it would. He takes about a half a step back and says, well, I'm very sorry for the disappointing news. I should probably get going. Your grandfather was also wanting the news.
Oh, wait. And she'll step forward and put a hand on his cheek. Why are you leaving so soon? Simply
Well-
because you need to report to my grandfather?
Well, I thought maybe our business was concluded, but if there is something else you would like, and his hands go around her waist.
My dear, do you really think our business is concluded? With simply that?
Well, I wouldn't want to leave you disappointed.
Good.
He starts to lean in.
And she'll run her nails along his neck and down his chest. Good. Draw him in closer. And then she'll kiss him.
As he kisses, for a moment there's this sense of holding this woman, this unattainable woman here in his arms. And the tales of the various affairs of the High Merchant Prince families are, of course, legend in Vidachi. But then what starts with a gentle sigh suddenly becomes a gasp. His entire body seems to clench as tendrils of energy start burning along his skin. His head goes back and he tries to scream, but he can't as he is gagging as a strange blue light comes from within his mouth. His eyes go wide, but they glow and then smoke and burn away to embers as the crackles go all along as he shudders, unable to move, utterly paralyzed by the pain that is going through him.
Maybe you shouldn't have brought me bad news. And then she will just lightly give him a push.
Turning him around, giving that push, he topples over the balcony, falling down into a hard splash in the deep lake that lies behind the tower. Angelica steps forward, leaning over the balcony, looking out. She's found him. She's found them both. And they are together. And rage flashes behind her eyes.